morning, good morning, everyone. We are back. It is the 28th of June. It's extremely cold, extremely cold. Thabiki, sometimes I tell people that I don't think I'll survive in England or any other parts because I don't like cold weather. I like it when it's hot, But I'm told
just like me.
in America, it's very hot. It's very hot. We don't know how our players do survive now during this time. Thabiki, greet the viewers. Let's get started. Rekao fela, remoho. We are together on Sesam Singwe Rotle. The beat goes on. Welcome to the show. Greet them.
Thank you very much. Good morning to yourself. Good morning to the viewers also. I'm looking forward to a great show today. Thank you very much.
Well, it's really difficult. I've watched many shows. People are making predictions. I hear some are saying, "Hey, PSG will win this tournament." Right? That's a game that I want us to look at. PSG versus Inter Miami. Very interesting. The sense that you know how the PSG fans reacted to Lionel Messi, and they blame him that they didn't win the Champions League, but they forgot what they did to him. But we'll talk about that. They forgot what they did to him, and then yeah. But it's gonna be very nice, and I've seen PK coming out and say, "Hey, you guys don't know Lionel Messi. This guy, he really performs when he's an underdog." He said, "I've played with this guy for 13 years. I know what he can do, what he's capable of." Thabiki, that's one of the stories that we are going to look at. Another one is this one. Hey, Mabagani Atoloana Monam. But well, what can we say? That's what is happening. Those are the rumors that we get. To be precise, Gold Magazine is saying Lucas Radebe is requesting that Rele Mofokeng must leave and join the team in Europe. He said this is the right time for him to leave. Not only Lucas, we are told that the father is very angry that why holding on unto my son? I want my son to grow, to go and play in Europe, all right? And I know amabhakeni ayolwalana ukuthi uchaza ukuthini. But that's what is happening. We know that Lodge fought his way out, and look now, everybody's talking about Lodge. He may get a very good contract because everybody's saying, what a player, what a gem. Remember, he forced his way out of Pirates. And then we hear that Saleng is there. That's what we hear. And I see in our group, this thing of Saleng is really irritating them. So I don't know how the Mofokeng one is going to sit with Buccuneer. And then, yeah. Now, Thabiki, my question is, if you were Ivan Khoza, because we need to be fair, everything hinges on Dr. Ivan Khoza. Whether management or not, it's him who should give it a green light. Will you definitely allow Mofokeng to leave? Do you think this is the right time? But you are a Chiefs, and I'm sure you'll agree to that because you are a Chiefs. Do you think it's the right time for him to leave? As Lucas Radebe is suggesting that this is the right age for him to go to Europe. When he goes to Europe, he's gonna grow. What's your take?
Good morning again, the viewers of Mr. For me, I think it's right. I think Rele Mofokeng is very mature at this present moment. If he leaves, he can just with his father and his mother. and take of him in the overseas, because I think he's made his name already, and then they will take care of him. They will assist him to adjust into the overseas teams. They will support him like they used to support him here. So I think he must just go and then show us what's Rele Mofokeng all about. I mean, he's a big shark already. He's a big name player here in South Africa. All the teams in South Africa know him. He's a big shark. We know he can bite. What's left for him here? What does he have to prove for us here? Because we've seen he's playing for Bafana Bafana also, and he has proven that Bafana Bafana national team that he's a good player, he's a quality player, and then other African teams know him also. So I mean, in the Champions League, and then he was performing good. So what's there for him? Let's let him go. Let him go play over. Let him grow. I mean, why are you holding on to him? And then also Nkota also, I think he in the next season or by January he'll also be gone. But also if they're not holding on to players also there, I think these players must just go. They must just let them go. For the sake of South Africa and Bafana also. I mean, we need players to go play overseas, and then that will be much better for them also to grow in terms of football language, if I may put it. Yeah. Thank you.
But what if I say, maybe Dr. Ivan Khosa is looking at it from this perspective? I would say, we also want our football to grow. Let's hold on unto our stars. Let Mofokeng not leave. Just like they do in Egypt. Egypt, they don't allow the players to leave. And then they give them whatever they want. They say, how much are they giving you? And then they give them. So, yeah, what about that kind of an argument? I will agree for him to leave if, let's say, Pirates is not offering more. So for me, I would say maybe Dr. Ivan Khosa is feeling that, no, we need to keep the stars here. We need to make our league grow. We've seen what Mamelodi Sundowns did in the FIFA Club World Cup. And then Pirates, we saw, they nearly pipped Mamelodi Sundowns when it comes to the league. So he says, I've got a better chance and I need to retain all the best players. Remember, they've signed 6 quality players, Orlando Pirates, to show that they mean business. How about that argument? Don't you think that maybe that's part of his analysis to say, let me keep him, keep Orlando Pirates as a brand, let it grow, let it compete. People can't know you're only Inter Miami and so on. What about that argument? What do you say?
If that's the way Ivan Khosa sees it, I think that's what he should communicate to the parents of Rele and other players, telling them that he wants to make the Pirates to come and compete maybe at the Club World Cups and then win the Champions League. Tell them he wants to make Pirates big than it is right now. I mean, when you communicate that, you tell the players, you tell the agents of the players, this is the project that you want to build. I mean, even when you sign a new player, you tell them that, before signing them, tell them this is what you want. You are not coming just to play and then you want to maybe grow your name and then leave, go to overseas, telling them that this is overseas for you. This is what you want. And then, once you communicate that to the players, to the agents, whoever is representing the players and the players themselves, when they sign, they will know, here I'm here to build something, I'm here to stay, And then if I want to leave, I'll probably leave maybe after 5 years or 6 years. But if the team wants to keep me, and then I'll stay, So that's what he should communicate, but not communicate that to his mind only, or maybe to his colleagues only. I mean, he should communicate that to the players. That's most important. To the agent, the agents are the ones who are closer to the players, So if that's him, I also think that's a good. Obviously, if he's not leaving, Rele Mofokeng, the player himself, obviously, the attention will still be will still be on him. More offers will come, and then obviously the South African football itself will grow. So if Dr. Ivan Khosa is looking at it in that way, I'm also happy by that also, because we'll still get to see Rele Mofokeng week in, week out, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, Sundays playing here, and then we'll still be excited to see him. So yeah, I'm up for that also.
Look, Mamelodi Sundowns have done it with Thabiso Mokoena. Remember, there were rumors that Thabiso Mokoena, immediately after the AFCON, that he would probably join one of the European teams. So Mamelodi Sundowns offered him the money. They said, "Fake imali uzobona." And then, but mfana sikufuna la, because they don't want him to leave. Yeah, maybe Paris should do that. Fake imali uzobona. Bayeke indaba ukuthi bathi mfana hlala ungahambi bathi singaboni ukuthi kwenzakalani. Because another argument of him staying here, look, it's an environment that you know, the weather that you understand very well. You don't want to go to a place where you're not happy with the weather. I remember when Jomo went, I think, Portugal for the first time. The weather wasn't good for him, and then he wanted to come back. He was homesick. He had to come back because he was not used to the weather and the environment. Then thereafter, later, when he went to America, he had, remember he left when he was very young. So maybe if that is the case, why? Parents, fake imali sizobona. Sibona ukuthi kwenzakalani. Uma ungafaki imali.
Once.
Yeah, fake imali sizobona. And because we also have to make our league competitive, and then make sure that we compete. Like I said, in Egypt, they make sure that they retain all their stars there. Look at Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, they want to compete, and instead they want to poach. They're still poaching Messi even now. They offer him staggering money.
Fagima.
Fagima Luzobon. But and I'm told that his brothers and his father, they attempted. Well, that's the rumor that we get. They attempted, they want to change him. Remember, Messi has already said, I'm going to stay. This is my last team where I'm going to play. But in Saudi Arabia, they see it differently. They said, we are going for the World Cup, I think in 2030. So they want Messi to be an ambassador. Remember, he has agreed to be an ambassador, but they want more. They want him to come and play. Remember, Messi draw the big crowd. Remember, even this FIFA Club World Cup, they are worried. They don't want him to go out because they are worried that if he leaves, sometimes Messi is an embarrassment. I saw him with these little ones, the one that goes with the players, shouting, all of them, this side and the opponent little ones, they were making a Messi, Messi. It's an embarrassment.
Messi.
It's your teammate because they are with other players, but they are shouting Messi, Messi, and all that. So that's the impact that he has. So, and I don't think Messi money. The deal that he has with Inter Miami, has set him off. In fact, when he goes to Saudi Arabia, he's gonna make more. All right. I don't know whether he wants that. We'll see what's gonna happen. Remember, he hasn't signed with Inter Miami, and Inter Miami, they've said it. We want him to keep him here. Want him to retire here because the only threat was Barcelona, and it's quite clear now he won't go back. That's another issue. So I don't know. So maybe Pirates too, they should say Fagimane uzobona, and then sibona ukuthi kwenzakala mangabe indaba imali mangabe akusimali. Well, yeah, maybe Lucas is correct. If it's not money, let him go out there and grow. He's gonna get different training, different environment. And if you ask me, I would wish him to join Barcelona because there he's gonna meet his peers, your Lamine Yamal, and then your Pedri and so on. The geniuses, very, very young geniuses. So you'll grow better there. And he stands a chance of meeting big stars in Spain and so on. So that would be my suggestion. But if he goes to your Belgium and all that for the sake of game time, Well, I wouldn't go for that, but we'll watch. Fagimalo Zobon. Let's watch what's happening. Thabiki, so those are some of the news that I want us to discuss. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns, everybody's praising Mamelodi Sundowns. I saw Thierry Henry said, you know what? Mamelodi Sundowns, they're playing a nice football. They're a team to watch. And then I saw one guy, one of the podcasts in America, when they were predicting who's going to proceed to the next round, he confidently said Mamelodi Sundowns. So they've made a name for themselves. And then, so yeah, your mic is closed, just check your mic. And then, so maybe they need to, what's your take? What's your take? Has this
Um,
made Mamelodi Sundown to be recognized, known now throughout the world that there is a team called Mamelodi Sundowns?
yeah, for me, Mamelodi Sundowns play good football. You enjoy watching them, even if you don't like them,
Okay.
because maybe you are Kaizer Chiefs or Pirates fan or Super Sport fan. However, Mamelodi Sundowns are a very good team with good players, good quality players. Your Ribeiros, your Tebogo Mokwenas, your Shaluliles, so your Reina. So you enjoy watching them, even if you don't like them. It's when you talk football. If you love football, you gotta love Mamelodi Sundowns. They play good football, very structured team, very disciplined players, So, I mean, what's there not to love about a team that plays nice football? You enjoy, they score goals, So, I won't argue with the other with the people from outside South Africa who love Mamelodi Sundowns, and it's good for them that they have supporters outside of South Africa, because here at home, most people love Orlando Pirates, love Kaizer Chiefs, So it's not easy for them to get support here at home, But then, if you love football, you gotta enjoy watching them, So whether you're going to support them or not, but at the end of the day, Mamelodi Sundowns play good football, and then even if you don't favor them, but then you love their football because they play good football. So yeah, outside people, they watch how the team plays, or how the team is structured, how the team
Mhm.
is structured. So those are the things that count most of the time. So yeah, Mamelodi Sundowns are a good team, so you gotta love them. You gotta love them, So yeah.
Yeah, look, the other thing that you need to consider with Mamelodi Sundowns, they make sure that they retain their stars. They make sure that they don't let them go. Look now, I think Mamelodi Sundowns has put it clear that what they are going to do, they'll buy the best players and try to retain them. But if they are being sold and then they are being sold overseas, they will make sure that they make money. We hear now that teams now are after Tembingosi Lodge, and apparently Mamelodi Sundowns spent about 20 something million to buy him, and now they're selling him for double the price. Everybody is knocking at Mamelodi Sundowns' door to get Tembingosi Lodge. He's happy where he's playing at Wydad, and then he wants to remain there. So Sundowns said, bring double the amount, and then so that we make money. Fagimalu Zobon. So maybe that should be the approach that we should approach both Chiefs and Pirates. Retain the players, retain the talent, including your Kulebo. But if people are really knocking at the door, give them the price. Fagimalu Zobona, just like you did your Fagimali Wabon. So Nabo, about Fagimali, then Sibon Utuanzala. You see. But I don't know. It all depends. Kilebuchile is at very young age, 20 years old. It would be nice to go overseas, see the world outside. But what more if I stay here where I understand the environment very well, and then overseas, then I visit if I want to go and visit. That's what you see. So the young man is at a good space. But his father apparently, no, he wants him to go. Well, he's right. He has his own ambition. But at the same time, we should also congratulate Orlando Pirates. Remember, the boys started with Mamelodi Sundowns. They did not, you know, recognize that talent. Pirates recognized him. They polish him. He is what he is. So yeah, maybe the smaller message that should be sent to Orlando Pirates: faki imali, then uzobona. Uyeke into eziningi nje, faka nje imali, khuphulela umfana imali and say, mfana, here's the man. The same with Saleng. Let's stop all faka imali wena.
Yeah.
And sizobona. That's my opinion. Because strong Pirates will be good.
Mm, mm.
Will be good even when we
I
go
think I think
outside.
I think also they should just let Rele Mofokeng go, and then Saleng will be able to play now, because hey, you can't play him with Nkota and play him with Rele Mofokeng, and Masangwani. I mean, you have to think twice before playing them, because sometimes you might put all the players there and then they might not be able to gel together. So um, they must just let Rele Mofokeng go, and then Saleng will play now.
No, Baba, no, Baba. Real Madrid gave Magalatiso at some point. It was all from number one up to the bench. This one, you
Yeah.
bring that one. So no. If Pagania they want to have all the best, let them have all the best.
Just like Sundowns.
Ngoba wena
Just like Sundowns.
ikhosi ufuna usalengeze lapha kuwe. All right. So yeah, we'll watch the space. Let's hear the Paris supporters. What's your take? Do you really agree that Rele should go overseas? And then just like Lucas is saying, remember Lucas is saying this because he also left very early, and he grew in stature. Lucas he's well known in England, and then he's honored
Chief.
in England.
Chief.
No, he's honored in
Yeah.
England. I think there's a statue there at Leeds. Chiefs don't even have that statue there of Lucas Radebe.
They call him Chief.
Yeah, I'm saying Chiefs don't have a statue of him. At least there is a statue of Lucas Radebe. Lucas is more loved there. Maybe that is why he saw that in him to say, look, I went England, and then he is what he is. Even today, Lucas is still looked after financially. Is well taken care of due to branding. All right. Yeah. Now, so that's why ngithi faka imali uzobona, and then sibone ukuthi kwenzakalani. Siyeke into eziningi silokhu sikhuluma, and then making this and that, because because I agree, we need to keep all our big stars, and then because once we have our big stars, everybody will know our South African football. It's so nice to hear that people in overseas now they're talking about Mamelodi Sundowns. I heard you said even Arsene Wenger commented about Mamelodi Sundowns. All right. So those are some of the things that we are looking. This is how we export our team. This is how we make our team to be known. All right. So what's your take about that, Thabiki? You told me about Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, for me, when a team is recognized by big names like Arsene Wenger, Thierry Henry, there's a podcast that you spoke about. They were speaking about Mamelodi Sundowns. That's good positives. It means if Dr. Evan Koza follows in the Mamelodi Sundowns footsteps of making Orlando Pirates big again, I mean, Orlando Pirates is already big. If he's looking at the direction that we spoke about earlier on, that he wants to keep his big name players and then make Orlando Pirates big again. I mean, I'll back him up. I'll back him up on that, because we also need to put our brands out there. Not only the brands, but then the players also must back the brand, the brand also. Showing the world that we also good quality football players here, and then the world must also be scared to, when the other teams come and play with us here, they must also know that, hey, in South Africa they have Mofokeng, they have Zwane, they have Ribeiro, you know, what's stopping us from doing that? What's stopping us from doing that? Like to become a Barcelona of South Africa, stuff like that. So I mean, I'll support him if he wants to follow in that direction. You know, if he wants to keep Rele Mofokeng, you know, like you said, and then the player will stay. You know, Rele will go to Barcelona if you're paying him. Would go during the holiday season for him. You know, so I'm up for that. I'm up for that. Let's grow let's grow our brand here at home. Also, like you can see, also Kaizer Chiefs is known all over the world. Also, so even if they're not playing good football at the moment, but their brand is out there. But then the football is not backing that up. So if Dr. Evan Khoza wants to keep his big name players like your Saleng, your Ngotas, your Mofokeng, so your Masangai, why not? Why not? Let's
Yeah,
grow let's
but
grow our brand with
but
good football.
yeah, don't insinuate as if Pirates is not known. Pirates is known. There are a lot of people who knows Pirates overseas.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now let's move on, Thabiki.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we are a financial company. Let me share the news that we have books that we sell that are training about finance. And then, if you want to learn more with the books that we have, and then let me just share. I've shared one book, but I realized it has just disappeared. Let me share this one. Maybe I'll share that one a little bit later. It's called How to Get Out of Bad Debts, Use Other People's Money and Resources to Get Rich, because in order for you to build wealth, you need to build using other people's money. And then the other one is this one. It's called Entrepreneur Awakening with a Drive, written by Nom Samasbuga, and then from Emma Lashley Whitbank. So you can also get a copy of that book from us. The other book that you can get it from us is called How to Win the Wealth Game, The Art of Money, Dr. Darlene Small. This lady worked for Reserve Bank for 33 years as an economist, as an advisor to governors of the Reserve Bank. And then, yeah, the last person that she advised is the late Mr. Tito Mboweni. And then the first book that I wrote is this one. Then I'll share the other one later. Secrets for Becoming Rich. This one is in both second and first edition. So if you want to learn, this is one of book that you can get it. Yeah. Thabiki, let's move on. Now, tomorrow, a big one. It is what you call PSG versus Inter Miami. All right. You may not see it. You may think, I'm looking at the prediction. Everybody's saying, no. PSG are going to proceed to the next round. You know what? I don't want to say these people, they'll get the shock of their lives. This they can get a shocker here. I heard PK saying, guys, you don't understand how Messi operates. He said, I played with this guy for 13 years. He says, let me tell you something about this guy. He enjoys when he's underdog. And then he said he always enjoying surprising people, okay? And don't forget, it was his birthday during the week, all right? So, and then his wife surprised him with a birthday present, a very nice cake. Now, let's see. This is the cake that he was surprised with. And then maybe he wants to top up the birthday surprise by making sure that he beats PSG. Remember, and I hear people saying he didn't deliver at PSG. I don't think that's correct. For me, he delivered. The person who did the mistake is the owner of the team. The owner of the team prioritized Mbappe. And Mbappe felt pressurized, felt Messi was taking the limelight, and Mbappe was not passing him. You can say whatever you say. The way I saw, because I was watching their games, Mbappe was not passing him, although Messi was giving him. And the facts are there in terms of the assist. You'll see in terms of the assist that he made for Mbappe, and Mbappe did not give him assist. And Mbappe was not even allowing him to take penalties, you know, and that is why. So the wrong perception. PSG made it impossible for him to perform. Another thing, don't forget, he went there reluctantly. He wasn't happy to go there, all right? If you remember quite well, he wasn't happy to go there. And this is the road to the Club World Cup final. And then they are playing PSG tomorrow. And then when they proceed, they will either meet Bayern Munich or Flamengo. And those are the big boys. And semi-final, they will either meet Real Madrid, Juventus, Borussia Dortmund, or Montenegro. Then the final, they will meet either Chelsea or Manchester United or Manchester City, not United, and then Botafogo, and then or Al Hilal or Fluminense or Palmero or Benfica. So this is a very, very tough route to the finals. So if they proceed very well, I don't know. In fact, I saw how they performed during the World Cup. During the World Cup, they really beat big teams along the way. This could be during the Country World Cup 2022. So this could be the very same scenario. They are playing PSG. They are playing all the tough teams to proceed to the finals. So the argument of saying he never performed in what's this place at Inter Miami, I don't agree to it. Now, because for me, I think he did well there. Because his numbers were amazing. It's just that whether it's Messi, you put too much requirements. Now, let me share what he did when he was there in 2 years when he was there. He played 75 matches and then he scored 32 goals. Assist was 34. He won 3 trophies. So you can't say the man did not perform. And then because he didn't win the Champions League, and I still argue and say the Champions League, they are the ones to blame. You know, the president of what is this team of PSG did not prioritize him. Look, ever since he went to Inter Miami, Beckham was very clear. He prioritized him. He made him feel at home. And that is why it's going to be very difficult for Al Hilal to get him from Inter Miami. Because at Inter Miami, he's happy. And Beckham said, well, we don't have money, but we are going to put the deal together. He approached your Apple, he approached all the sponsors, your Adidas to say, guys, assist me to get this guy. And he came there. And now look what happened. He has just revolutionized football. Even stars, the so-called celebrities, they said, you know what, we all go and watch this phenomenon who has landed in our. So watch the space. They may surprise a lot of people. So these numbers, how can you say the man has failed with these numbers? Just because he didn't win the Champions League. And I say, remember the other thing, he wasn't happy. Remember the first time when he landed there, they say he was staying in a hotel. And you know what? Imagine Messi. You know, when he goes out taking the kids to school, what's happening? He wasn't free. He wasn't happy at all. You know, I'm telling you now, earlier on when I started, I said, you know, these boys who are entering with the players, you know, all of them, they were shouting, Messi, Messi. And they have their own players. I mean, it's an embarrassment. Even yourself, and Messi, we know, is very shy. What's your take, Thabiki? Your mic is closed.
Thank you, Miss. Okay. For me, Messi never failed at PSG. That's the first one that I want to put. He was involved. He played 75 matches. He was involved in almost 66 goals, if I may put it, because he assisted 34 times and then he scored 32 times. So how can you say a guy failed while he was playing, while he was involved in so much goals, and then he won 3 trophies? I mean, the guy played football, good football there at PSG. It's just that the team just never won a Champions League. So it does not mean the players failed. So when you put the numbers like we are watching now, he played 75 matches, he scored 32 goals, he assisted about 34 times. I mean, he won 3 trophies in those seasons that he played. I think it was 2 seasons, if I may put it. He was involved in 66 goals. I mean, how can you say player failed? This player played good football. Even if it was not Messi, you cannot say the player failed. You can see if you're signing maybe a 25-year-old with these numbers, you can see that you are going to get something from this player. So he never failed. And then with him coming up against PSG, playing for Miami, the predictions, you must be very careful when you put the predictions because Miami is not strong as PSG, but then the players play for Messi. You can see with the other teams, with the other games they played that, this team is very scary. With Messi in the team, those teams play around Messi. Suarez is there, Busquets is there to marshal the midfield. There's Suarez there, is striking. The team is very well balanced, so you must be very, 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 very careful. Even if PSG just won the Champions League, they play good foot. I mean, they play good football. They just beat Arsenal. They beat Inter Milan. They humiliated Inter Milan to say. So you must be also in the predictions. You must be very careful when you want to say PSG is going to win. I know Messi is playing for that other team. Maybe Messi will win. We're going to see good football. We're going to see good football. I don't want to put my head on the black and say Inter Milan will win or PSG will win. All I know is that little boy.
I listened to a young
Zizokal.
man, Allen, who's playing there at PSG, the left back. And then he said, you know what? With him, we are so motivated. He always tell us that, guys, it's 11 against 11. We must go there. We must believe in ourselves that we'll win. All right. Then PK said, you guys don't know this guy. I know this guy very well. He said, I'm surprised at his age, he's still doing what he's doing. He said, with one pass, then he kills you. So he said, you need to be very careful. He said, don't underestimate these guys. With Messi being there, it's a different ball game altogether. Guess what? I'm rooting for them to proceed to the next round. That would be lovely to see them beating PSG because I think that revenge is still hanging. And guess what? When the president of PSG wanted to side to hold on to Mbappe decided to join Real Madrid. I think he regretted that. You know what? I focused on him. Now he's leaving me. But guess what? I'm happy that finally Mbappe himself said it. That you know what? I gained a lot by playing with Lionel Messi. I think he realized that maybe it was. Neymar said, he was threatened by our relationship. So when he saw that we were very close to each other, because he used to be close to me, and then he felt threatened. But it's gonna be a very nice game. And watch the GOAT. The GOAT this might be the game that he wants most. He always wants to disappoint. Remember what he did with Real Madrid? And they've been saying, in fact, he's not competing with Ronaldo. Instead, he's competing with Pires there. And look, when it comes to what you call men of the matches among the top 5 league in Europe. Now, remember, as you can see, this is the top European 5 league, okay? And during this time, Ronaldo was also playing in Europe. This man has won 222 men of the matches. The person who follows him is Eden Hazard with 62. Sometimes that's why I say there's no argument between Messi and Ronaldo. That argument does not exist. It exists just for the media and so on. And let me tell you what is happening now in England. I've seen few podcasts in England and the media there. They are insinuating that Messi should come to England, irrespective of his age. They feel that he still has to test himself. against the best in England. I don't understand what do they mean, because he has messed up the English team many times. If you compare Messi, who never played in England, him against the top 6 teams in England, he has messed them up more than Ronaldo. Ronaldo was there, but Messi has messed them up, the top 6 teams in England. And then he has beaten them during the UEFA Champions League. Only their best team, your Real Madrid, Liverpool, he has messed them up. I don't know what proof do they want. During the FIFA World Cup, so it's just that they just want to climb on that wave of Messi mania. If it comes to England, then they're going to make sure that their league is gonna be very expensive, so it won't be affordable. All right. So if you ask me, I don't wish Messi to go to Saudi Arabia. Let him end his career there at Inter Miami. If there's any way he has to go, I would say to him, let him go to Barcelona. The reason why he has to go to Barcelona, because there he knows they love him there. They love him there. And those young stars, your Pedri and all that, they can't wait to play with him. That's it. I mean, Al Hilal, it will be the question of money in Saudi Arabia. And I don't think Messi needs money now, okay? He has done enough. I think for me, if you ask me, I wish he wins this World Cup, this one, against those European teams. That's my wish. With the so-called teams that are, the team, people are thinking that, that team is weak and so on. Look here, the numbers. I've given you the numbers. He has played 1,108 games. This could not be updated, could not be the latest. He has scored 866 goals and 384 assists. No one comes close when it comes to assists to him. And then he has scored 68 free kicks. He's number 3 now in terms of all top scorer with free kicks. And he's still playing. All the other 2 are not playing anymore. So he will top that number very quickly. Watch that space. And then he has 46 trophies. He's the most decorated player in the world. And then 59 hat tricks, and then 8 Ballon d'Ors, and 6 Golden Boots. I don't know what do they want him to. You know what? Let him stay in England and finish up his career there. Now, I'm sharing you, Lionel Messi. This is his love life. Look, it started when they were young. I was following, apparently Messi had 2 girlfriends before this lady, but he always loved this one. And Antonella Racuzzo. He always loved this one from childhood. And let them, let them allow him to continue. He must play this World Cup and play the next 2026 World Cup, then done. Then he can hang his boots. So we'll be satisfied. That's my opinion. That's me. That's what I want. That's my wish. I sometimes tend to agree with PK that, Messi will surprise them. I don't know. What's your opinion?
Hey, with Messi, you can never say, yeah. You can never write him off, especially with the players that are around him right now. I think he's playing good football. The team is playing a good football. So let's not write them off totally. And then, there's Busquets there. There's Alaba. There's Alaba. No, I'm not sure who's the defender or the right wing there. Alaba is
Jordi
also
Alba. Jordi Alba, Busquets.
You know
Alba,
what? Yes.
My wish, let him bring another.
Suarez,
No, my wish, let him bring the other pensioner, the last pensioner. You know who's the last pensioner that he should brought? Is
yeah.
Daniel Alves. I wish he recruits
Yeah,
Italian
yeah,
boys
yeah,
to join
yeah.
him, then everything will be closed.
That will be a very good ending for them when they retire there at Inter Milan.
Inter Miami.
I think they will also play until 40. Of they're still, they're still active. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so let's just give them, a good 2 years. The World Cup is coming. Maybe they will retire maybe a season after the World Cup. So yeah, we'll see. Because also Suarez is still looking to go back into the Uruguayan team, national team also. Because I watched an interview not long ago now, and then I heard him say he still wants to go and play for the Uruguayan national team. So you can see that these players, their lifestyle also, they're still focused on playing football also. So yeah, I mean, tomorrow we might see a surprise there. PSG going out of the World Cup, via Inter Milan. So let's watch the space. Don't write Inter Milan off, especially when there's Messi in the Inter Milan team. There's Suarez is unpredictable too. There's Busquets there to marshal the midfield. So yes. Kausane re tlo bona bolo kausane.
Thabiki,
Thank you.
to all the Pirates fans,
Yes.
and all other fans, do you wish Lebogile to stay at Pirates, or are you also
I want him to go.
talking like Lucas Radebe to say, let him go and test himself overseas?
Let him go play in England. Let him go play for Leeds. Leeds just got a promotion. Let him go play in England. Let him go play somewhere in Spain there, for your Real Mallorcas, for just let him go. Let him go. Let him go, grow. Because if you can't keep a player if he's not happy, you need to let him.
No, it's not a question that he's not happy. For me, let me tell you where I come from. I wish Dr. Ivan Koza retain him and give him all the money that he requires. Don't sell. We should not sell our players. We need to build our football. Instead, we need to buy good players from Africa to come here. When they go to England or any other parts of the world, they must move from here. I'm happy with the way Mamelodi Sundowns does. Yes, Ribeiro, they may lose him, but they are going to make money if they lose Ribeiro. But Sundowns are not anyway in a hurry to sell him. They want to keep him. But if the money is good, Fagima lose or born. So tell us, Mapaganias, do you want him to stay or do you want him to go? Let me hear your opinion. And thank you so much. Please continue to like and subscribe. And then, comment. Where do you want to see Rele next year? Rele should stay or Rele should go? If you ask me, Rele should stay. Okay? Hey, Mapagania will love me here. Tabo will really love me when I say, let him stay. Hi, everyone. I'm sure you are already in the year 2025, and then you are asking yourself, what are you going to do? Some of you have been working for many years, and then now you are contemplating of either resigning or going on retirement. And it looks scary. You're not sure what are you going to do, how are you going to survive, you're worried about your pension, and so on and so on. Especially if you're a GPF member at the age of 55 and above, and you are in those situations. You are thinking, what's going to happen? Remember, the most important thing, you need to think about how can you save the little that you have, in terms of how do you avoid penalties? Because when you retire earlier than 60, you'll be penalized. How can you avoid that? Not to be penalized, not even a cent. You also want to make sure that you maximize in terms of the taxation. But get me right, tax applies to everyone. But you want to make sure that you are taxed as little as you can. and you want to do all those things, you need somebody who's skilled, somebody who's trained to deal with finance, because tax avoidance is allowed. Because when you avoid tax, you use the tax law. Now, if you want to do that, to make sure that you save as much as you can, don't hesitate. Contact us, TBR Solution, or the BigR Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. And then just say, please, I want you to assist me. I want to go out. So come and share knowledge with me. Now, no obligation. You don't have to make any obligation. Just listen to the facts. After listening to the facts, make a decision. Can listen to us, can listen to others, then so that you're exposed to various information, so that when you make a decision, it's an informed decision. Now, my name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from TBR Solution. Here, I'm representing the BigR Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. If you want to know how to get hold of us, just look at the WhatsApp number, drop us your contact via WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.